This is the Olympus PT-057 underwater housing. It's designed to hold the Olympus TG-850, TG-860, or 870 underwater cameras. Now, those cameras are actually already waterproof, but they're really kind of splash proof. You can take them down to like 20 feet. So if you're, just snorkeling very shallow or splashing around a pool, they're great. But if you really want to go underwater, then you need this housing. And this housing will really, really make a huge difference. So if you see here on the front, it has a lens cover so that when you're getting on and off the dive boat, the lens is not going to get scratched up. You've got a flash diffuser, although I would really recommend getting an off-camera flash or an off-camera video light, because underwater, you want the lights a little bit off to the side. That really makes a huge difference. And that's really easy to do because of the mounting plates and the cold shoe that's included in all of this. I understand that there's a way to hook up a fiber optic wire into this somehow so that you can have wired flash. I'm not exactly sure how you do that, but I read somewhere that this could do that. Now, this housing also includes this really great monitor hood so that when it's bright underwater, and that can happen, you can, of course, see the monitor with this hood on it. And as you can see, you've got full control over all of the things, all the functions on the camera, do all the stuff that you need to control. You've got the zoom, the shutter button. I guess this is shutter button. This is the power button, and this gives you access to all of the controls. Now, you'll notice here that it comes with like this double lock. So in order to open up the case, what you got to do is you first off unlock this first lock here, and then you can unlock the second lock. You pull this up, and then you twist this, and that will open up the case. Now, your camera will fit down in here. You see, this is the O-ring that seals it. Now, it comes with wrist strap, comes with a tool to take the O-ring out so you can put a new fresh coat of silicone grease on it. Comes with a silicone grease that you need to be able to do that. And so once again, once you get your camera inside there, then you close it up, and then you turn this twisty thing back. That snaps into place, put the second lock on, and now it's really like locked down with that double lock so that it's not going to open on you accidentally underwater. Now, one of the great things about this, now I've been doing underwater dive photography since the late 1990s, early 2000s, when we first started getting digital cameras. And so back then, the housings were really, really expensive, and you always had problems with them leaking. Being on a dive boat or something like that is always a really difficult kind of environment. And these things get bounced around and jostled. And the great thing about this setup is that if the housing were to leak, the camera itself is already waterproof. So, not guaranteed if you're down, 100, 150 feet. This will go down to 147 feet with this housing, right? Which is pretty deep. So if that happens, at least you have a fair chance of the camera not being killed, which is not true of some of the other housings where you're using just regular cameras. So the thing that's really cool about this, I mean, honestly, for a setup with the camera, this housing, and a set of lights, probably $200-300 all in to have a really good underwater photography setup. And to me, that's kind of a great thing where it's not the latest technology, but you can get really great pictures. I think the Stylus Tough cameras are, like 18 megapixels or something like that, but they are really, really great cameras. You're going to get great pictures, and this is not a really expensive setup. So rather than have thousands of dollars into some of the latest gear, you can do a really great job and get some really stunning pictures underwater with a fairly inexpensive setup. So really highly recommend this. This is the Olympus PT-057 Stylus Tough underwater housing.